Now, how would you represent Birmingham in a piece of art? Well, the city's Civic Society want to commission a new piece of work in time for its 100th birthday in 2018.
Well, the idea is to create something that would define Birmingham worldwide. Our arts reporter is at Birmingham Council House, where a meeting is taking place about it right now. Satnam.
Indeed, people from the city's cultural organisations and members of the public have come into the chamber here tonight to discuss what they want from public art in Birmingham. Now, the members of the public have various ideas and they're sharing them together here tonight. But what does public art mean for people who live in the city? When you think of Birmingham city centre and public art, what comes to mind? Victoria Square with its river sculpture known as Floozy in the Jacuzzi, or Anthony Gormley's Iron Man. Perhaps it's the Bronze Bull just outside the Bullring shopping centre. But what do shoppers inside think? Is public art an important part of city life?
It gives it character.
And what do you think, sir?
I don't know, never take any notice of them.
Now Birmingham Civic Society want to add to the existing collection, but this time they're looking for a landmark piece.
I am being idealistic because it pays to be ambitious. And if we're not ambitious, we might as well, why do we bother getting up in the morning? We may as well have a go at this. May not work, may not succeed, may not raise over £1 million, but I think we will.
But public art doesn't come without controversy. In Shrewsbury, the Quantum Leap sculpture cost £1 million, 5 times its initial price. And 10 years ago, Forward went up in flames in Birmingham Centenary Square. So how do you begin to define a city through public art?
Something that was reflecting the kind of history and heritage of Birmingham as a manufacturing city, I think would be a good thing.
I think big and metallic. I don't think anything too little and detail-y, and because I don't think it'll go with the whole architecture.
Birmingham already has 100 pieces of public art, so we challenged some of its leading people to share their ideas. This is Birmingham Chamber of Commerce's idea, courtesy of their adopted artist Peter Latchford. It's meant to be the spirit of Birmingham, rooted in our conformist soil. But the Bishop of Birmingham, the Right Reverend David Urquhart, would like to see something like this, the Chicago Cloud, representing nature's influence on world faith. All this, of course, is now open to debate. Well, I'm now joined by Professor Matthew Rampley from the University of Birmingham, who specialises in art history. Professor Rampley, does Birmingham need a symbolic piece of art?
Well, I think it does. It needs something that would give it an obvious visible profile, because at the moment it perhaps doesn't have that. And I think there are plenty of other examples of large-scale public works of art that have managed to do that. I mean, whatever you think of it, Anthony Gormley's Angel of the North has done a huge amount really for Gateshead and given it a visible presence that it really didn't have before. And I think it would be good for something like that to be done for Birmingham as well.
So what are we talking about here? What sort of piece of art would really represent Birmingham?
Well, I mean, most obviously you might want to think of the multi-ethnic population and it's the cultural diversity of Birmingham, but in a way, I think what's most important is really for it to be something that's visibly striking, something that will really attract visitors to want to see it, and that speaks really to more than just people in Birmingham, I think.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you for sharing your ideas with us. The debate, as you can hear, is in full swing behind us. It carries on until about 8 o'clock tonight. The ideas discussed will be taken forward to the Birmingham Civic Society, and once it's decided on what represents Birmingham, well, funds will hopefully be raised, £1 million plus, and then there'll be a competition for open submissions.
OK, Satnam Rana, thank you very much for that. And you've been sending us your suggestions as well. Firstly, Jean Hobbs emailed to say she was watching last night's programme. She said, why not make the mini clubman that we featured in last night's programme, the one that lay hidden in a tunnel for 30 years, into a sculpture? Show off the city's car history, she says.
May Borbage says, why don't they pay for King Kong to be restored and brought back and placed in the Bullring? You remember it? There he is. Remember him?
Margaret says, why not do something on the Cadbury family and celebrate the city's chocolate-making past?
Harry Watkins got in touch, says Birmingham and the Midlands influenced Tolkien in the creation of The Lord of the Rings, so how about acknowledging that before New Zealand and Peter Jackson deservedly take the whole Middle-earth legend off the UK forever?
Thanks very much indeed for all of those suggestions. They may indeed go into the melting pot. Now,